Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Cresson.
And I'm Justin Riley. And Janet, it is really good to be up here in Poynette with you at Rock and Wool Winery.
Rock and Wool Winery. I'm going to give you extra credit for saying that tongue twister. It is a bit of a tongue twister.
It is, it is. I've said it a few times because we've been up here a few times. Never when it was this cold, but I tell you, you walk through the barn doors, it's still a little bit cold, but then you walk into the wine bar and it's nice and warm and it's decorated for the holidays. It's a great place. We're going to talk with Sean later in the program.
It's a fantastic place.
Yeah, absolutely. We're also going to be joined by Bill Teagham from Little Strokes Swim Academy. He's going to talk about some things going on and not so much going on over the holidays over at Little Strokes. So we are always excited to talk with him.
Nice guy, and those little kids, they look like they always have fun.
They're always so happy. I got to watch the commercial shoot up there, and they were just, you know, they're up for anything. It was just so much fun.
We're also going to meet with Jim from Jim's Coins, aren't we?
Yep, this is going to be, I think, a blast from the past type of a segment.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to see one that I think Jessa and I did a while ago, so that should be good. But Jim is so knowledgeable, and he really has a way of getting me excited about numismatics and the history behind all of the currency that he brings in. He brings in such cool historical pieces.
I would say all of our guests are pretty passionate about what they do.
Yeah, that's what I love about this job.
Yeah.
So that's coming up right after the break here on Wisconsin Family, so stick with us.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We have been having a lovely time here in Poynette, Wisconsin at Rock and Wool Winery. Having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
Good. And now we're having an even better time because we've been joined by Jim Essence, who joins us from Jim's Coins, and we're so glad to have you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we always learn something from you, Jim. We're going to talk a little bit about the ways that you and your family can get involved in coin collecting, but we're going to talk a little bit about the financial aspect of gold and silver as well. So obviously there's some value here, and there's been a lot in the media recently about gold and silver shifting, going up and going down. How do you know what direction it's going to go? Is that something you can tell us for sure, that gold and silver is moving in a certain direction, or how does that work?
I bet you might be thinking that I would not know the answer to that. But actually, I've been doing a lot of research and studying it carefully, certain trends and so forth, and we're actually almost 100% confident that gold and silver will go up or down. So we do know. We do know the direction, pretty sure.
All right, you had me going. I thought you really were going to give us something there. That's great.
Well, good. You can say that with confidence.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
Not just coins, also comedy from Jim. Yeah.
So, obviously, this is something that people, have an interest in investing in. I mean, there's maybe some risk there because we know it's either going to go up or down. We obviously want it to go up if we invest. But what are some of the ways that people can invest in gold and silver?
Well, that's a great question. One of the ways is ETFs, that's electronically traded funds.
Okay.
And that would be something, you buy a stock, it's actually listed on the stock market. You buy a piece of paper that says you own so many ounces of gold or silver that's in a vault somewhere.
Yeah.
And so that's a very economical way to buy and sell it because the transaction costs are very low because it's just like trading a stock.
Right.
So that's one option. A lot of people think, if push came to shove in the future, things went south, heaven forbid, they want something physical that they have in their possession, not a piece of paper that could, they open the vaults and there's just a security guard having his lunch or something.
Right, yeah.
So
You paint a lovely picture, Jim.
so they want the physical gold and silver in their possession.
Right.
people do, and that's where we come in. We buy and sell the physical gold and silver. So there's a number of different ways to do it. Starting with silver, people like the generic rounds made by refining companies and miners is the least expensive way to do it. And it comes in a lot of different designs. It's privately made.
Sure.
That's the least expensive. If you spend maybe $1 or $2 more per ounce, you can get the American Eagle. It's really beautiful coin. It's a $1 coin. It's 1 ounce of pure silver made by the U.S. Mint.
Wow. So some of these legal tender, some of them not so much then? Is that kind of how that works?
Exactly, yes. People feel a little bit more secure if it's made by a government that it's legal tender. Maybe a less soft target for counterfeiters.
Sure.
This is the Canadian Maple Leaf. Justin, you were admiring this, a
That
new
is so
product
cool.
from the Canadian Mint, Superman silver round. Here's a 10-ounce bar. Just kind of holding it is
my
kind
gosh.
of fun pride of ownership.
That's what 10 ounces feels like.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And then here's the 100-ounce.
Can I lift it?
Yeah,
May I?
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh,
So that's
I
a
may not be
100-ounce.
able to lift it. Barely. That's very heavy.
Yes, yes.
Try it out.
Wow.
Use it as a doorstop or
Justin's going to be doing curls here.
Yeah. Sweating in a minute here.
yes. So and then with the gold, there's the American Gold Eagle. Again, gold bars. You have private and public. Right now, we're recommending the minted gold items because they're made by a government and they're not very much more expensive.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
And I have to ask about this teeny tiny cutie Woody. What is this thing?
That's a 10th-ounce gold eagle.
1/10.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
It caught my
made by the
attention
US
before we
government.
started because I've never seen a coin this little.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I don't think their value is based on their cute level, but
But
Well,
in your mind, they are.
maybe.
That's important
Yeah,
to you.
that's
So.
But let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about, speaking of value, and for viewers at home, is now a good time to buy or sell? What do you think?
Well, there's, in the long term, I think gold and silver are good investments, but I think in the near term, it's good to look at your own personal economy, so to speak. There's the pride of ownership of the items. That's something to think about. It's also something to think about what is the opportunity cost of keeping it. For example, can I pay off some high interest rate credit cards, or help somebody who needs it? In that case, I would say sell or use the money for that if you have some family emergency or something.
Yeah.
But if not, if you're looking for long-term investment and pride of ownership, those are two things definitely to think about.
I love that you think of that too, that it's so individual based on the person. So not just advice on the coins or the value, but it's really personal to your situation. So
Right,
some
that's
life
something
lessons also.
Right,
Jim
definitely
is-
something to think about when buying or
Well,
selling.
thank you so much. We're already out of time. It goes so quick with you, but thank you for sharing this. Get your family involved in coin collecting. You can see Jim at Jim's Coins in Hilldale, and we'll be right back with more Wisconsin Family.
Yeah.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're filming on location today at the Rock and Wool Winery in Poynette. We're learning more about their operation, and so will you a little bit later. But right now we turn to our friend Bill Teagham. He's with Little Stroke Swim Academy. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a pretty neat place.
It is a pretty
is.
neat place.
Coolest barn around, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
Wondering if Little Strokes is closing for any of the holidays or for the winter at all.
Yep. We usually take about 2 weeks off over the holidays. We're off starting Christmas Eve. We go all the way up to Christmas Eve
Wow.
this year. So
That's dedication.
So, but yeah, we're going to be closed starting then through January 7th, and so we're back up and running the 8th, and so it'll be a nice 2 weeks off. It'll be a good time to recharge and get things back in order. so.
Absolutely. And I imagine that a lot of the kids that you're teaching are on break during that time, and who really wants to go and learn something during
Exactly.
Christmas break? So,
It's all about the toys.
speaking of exactly. Speaking of kids and family, how's your family? Are you guys doing anything for the holidays?
Good. They're doing great. We're busy as always, and we're getting getting our full money's worth out of the snow gear this year, so
Yeah,
that's good.
I suppose.
But no, yeah, things are good. They're still swimming away and doing some soccer and gymnastics and all that stuff. And so we're definitely busy. And this time of year, I mean, it's just magical for the kids. So
You haven't outfitted them with little shovels?
No, yeah, actually, well, I don't want to say anything. I could ruin a Christmas present.
So is this Sally's first Christmas then that she'll be?
Yeah, this is her first one. So yeah, pretty big deal.
Yeah.
She'll be turning 11 months over the holidays. So
Wow,
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Almost her birthday.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the academy. You have a winter season. Tell us
Yep.
a little bit about when it starts and how long it goes.
Yeah, we kind of start our long season. Winter is 10 weeks, and spring is also 10 weeks. The rest of our sessions throughout the year are a little bit shorter. But yeah, winter starts January 7th and goes through mid to later March, I guess, this year. And it's a really great time to swim. Our enrollment usually dips a little bit in the winter, so it becomes more of a private class. So anybody that is willing to brave the elements usually gets a good result from that. So it's always tropical at Little Strokes all year round. So
Right.
Like that.
You usually have to dress in layers because you have to peel a few off once you get in there. But
Right.
we keep it warm for the kids so they stay comfortable all year round.
Yes.
So it's really
You bring up
great in the winter too.
You bring up a good point of having it almost be a private lesson
Yeah.
when the classes are smaller. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been up to your new place now, and it is a really, really nice place.
Thanks.
It's a little bit off the beaten path, but it's worth the trip up to Wanakee for sure if you're not from that area. And it is. I mean, you keep it nice and toasty in there. So when I went up there for the commercial shoot, it was really nice. Talk to us a little bit about, you start kids at 6 months old, which I think is just amazing.
Sometimes we cheat a little bit. We go a little bit earlier. Sometimes.
Starting a little bit earlier, okay.
Yeah, parents really want it, yep.
So obviously, that's not just a thing where the parents can just hand you their 6-month-old and say, here, teach them,
Right.
and they have to kind of stay with their kids.
Yep.
So talk to us a little bit about what you guys do in the parent-toddler classes.
Yeah, so Parent Tot is for kids 6 months to 2 years old, sometimes a little bit older, depending on the parent's comfort level of putting them into that next step.
Sure.
Sometimes parents like to stick in the water until the kid is 2.5 or something like that.
Sure.
It's amazing. I mean, if you think about it, the child has been in the water most of their life as
that
if they're a
point,
baby,
yeah.
And when they're swimming around in there, it's all nice and toasty, and then they're out in real life, and like it's cold and there's gravity, and and so you put them back in water and they're back at home. It's really neat to see their progress. They can truly swim before they can learn how to walk.
Yeah.
And we teach them all the same things that we teach the older kids.
Yeah.
Apply equally to the little ones too.
Wow.
It starts with breathing,
Yeah.
then it works on breathing and balance, and then
Right.
and then learning how to blow those bubbles
Yeah.
when they're underwater, and then rolling over to take a breath, getting
Yeah.
their back to float for a while to achieve that balance on the front and their back, and those same principles hold through for adults, for children, for swim team kids. All the bodies work the same in the water, depending no matter what age you are. So it's really neat to see their progress every time. So.
At some point, you're going to need to walk us through, maybe not today, but walk us through exactly how you go about teaching a 6-year-old or 6-month-old how to blow bubbles and how to temper their breathing, so to speak.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So-
It's literally baby steps, but we
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we'll cover that in another segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that fascinating. And
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have started that young. I think even if someone's not going to be an Olympic swimmer, to get familiar with water and to be able to hold your own is a really important skill. It can be, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other age groups and maybe adults.
Yeah. We also do our bread and butter are the 2 to 10-year-olds that we have in our normal lessons, and those are the age group lessons that we split up 2 to 4 age group and then a 5 and up age group, and we've talked about that several times before. But I think the other facet of our program is our adult lessons. That's definitely a growing thing now. There's a lot of adults out there that put their kids into swim lessons early because they want them to learn how to swim because they can't even swim themselves.
Right.
And so, we do have a lot of adults taking advantage of our new place too, and we have some opportunities for them as well. So.
Lots of stuff going on
Yeah.
there. And real quick before we go, how do you sign up your kid or yourself for Little Strokes?
You can go to littlestrokes.com to register online, or you can just call us at the number right there.
Right there, right there.
All right. Well, this is Bill Teagum is with Little Strokes Academy, and we'll be right back. You're watching Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Janet and I have really been enjoying ourselves here at Rock and Wool Winery in Poynette.
Even better, we got the head cheese with us
The
now.
head cheese. Wow. This is Sean Lepasic, who is the owner and I guess founder too of Rock and
my
Wool
father,
Winery.
my mother, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, welcome. Thank you for having us today again.
Great to have you.
You know, one of the things that I always love about coming up here, I think this is maybe our 4th trip up here now, is that every time we come up here, you have a new space, you've added, you've expanded. So we're in a space that really, I mean, the space existed, but it looked very different last time we were here.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the changes that you've made, and you know, tell us about where we're sitting right
Sure.
now.
So right now, this is a new addition we finished because last year we realized we wanted to be open throughout the winter, and the store itself got a little cramped because people want to have our homemade pizzas and drink wine there, which we love, but to also do the tastings got a little cramped. So what we did is we put this addition on, and so we have seating down here, and then we're really proud we have a beautiful balcony up there.
It is
and
cool up
yeah,
there too,
thank
I
you.
gotta tell you.
And it all follows still this theme where it's meshed in with the feel of the barn. You know, we
Right.
use the old boards and stuff, but yeah, we're pretty happy with it.
That's
It's
awesome.
heated all winter.
And that was in the last week or so that you finished that?
Finished it last week.
Wow.
So this man never sleeps, apparently, because you have accomplished so much. So hard to see in the shot here, but there's a spiral staircase that takes you up to that balcony area. Everything's so authentic and really neat looking. Love it. Now you mentioned that you want to be open all winter?
We're open all winter long. Yep,
Wow.
Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
That is very cool. That is very cool. And are you getting pretty good response from people even in the winter time?
It has been fantastic.
That's great.
You know, we're very lucky. We have like ladies' night on Thursdays, and so this place has kind of become a wine bar, not just a winery.
Right, and you know, people I think originally obviously knew Rock and Wool as the winery experience for the area, but it's becoming more of a wine bar as well in addition to. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, like we started with the ladies' night, and that got so popular. And we've always had like people asked if they could do bachelorette, wedding, things like that. But more and more people just, especially the ladies, say, you know what? It's my husband's turn with the kids. The ladies were coming out to Rock and Wool, and we're going to sit here and drink wine and have some pizzas. And that's just a great feeling to see people not just come and enjoy your wine, but enjoy your wine, and you get to see them do it and enjoy the space and what we've done.
Yeah.
I think the new space, the balcony, is really suited to that. The way it's set up is really nice for a group like that.
I hope so.
Very intimate, and
It
yet
stays nice and warm up there.
plus it's
Yeah,
warmer.
it's warm up there, yeah, for sure.
You mentioned the pizza. Oh, that sounds great, by the way. What other food do you serve here?
So we've got the pizzas, which are all handmade in Sun Prairie. We're all Wisconsin. And then we have an assortment of all Wisconsin cheeses, lots of crackers, sausages, things like that.
Wine food.
Wine food, yeah.
So you can come in here and have something to eat and have a bottle of wine if you want
Sure.
to, and you have suggestions, obviously, of how some of those things can be paired.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
But, you know.
You can help guide somebody
a
like
little
me
bit, you know.
who doesn't know anything about
Right.
anything. So.
Like if you have a chicken pizza, I'm going to say probably go white.
Sure.
But, you know. But I don't want to say too much. People just need to, what you like is what you like, and that's what's
cool.
beautiful about wine.
Yeah. You respect people's individual tastes.
Yeah, you have to.
So, what about the holidays? I mean, the holidays are just around the corner. This is probably airing maybe even during Christmas. Are you doing anything for the holidays?
We are. So we always, right after our harvest, we release some nouveau wines. Nouveau means wines that are produced from the harvest, that crop of that same year. And so this will be very fruit forward, very fun. And we also release some wines we've been aging for over a year, just kind of as a fun festive thing. We think these wines work really well with holiday meals. And this Saturday, we have Santa,
Okay.
who happens to be my father. He's been working on the beard from 12 to 5. He'll also be there Sunday. And then next week we'll be open Thursday and Friday for the holidays. And we get a lot, and we always have the Santa and elves and give out presents to the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
it's fun. So we'll, hopefully the snow is not going to kill us too much right now.
Right.
Right.
It is Wisconsin, right? We should be used to this
Oh,
by
we
now.
have a white Christmas this year.
Yeah,
I think the
that-
last couple
that's-
of years we haven't had that.
No,
and so
no,
that's kind of nice. I think a lot of people, the romantics out there, enjoy having a white Christmas. So
I believe that's true.
Sean, are these some of the holiday wines
They are.
that you mentioned? And I did want to ask about the labels. I've noticed on several of your different wines that the labels seem really unique, and it's usually a photo.
So yes, and I'm glad you noticed because I put a lot of work in that. Sometimes people just taste the wine, and I love that when they like the wine, but it's like, look at the label. So all the wines, I usually take photos of either my family or aspects of the farm here in the vineyard and the winery itself, and then try to match it with the wine I'm serving. So if I can just show, for example, Solitude, it's a picture of one of our donkeys by a very sparse dead tree.
Okay.
And it's called Solitude, so it's a donkey by itself.
Oh, that's cool.
And then if you notice, I put a caption underneath that also is supposed to catch the mood of the picture.
Lifetime in a moment.
Right.
Wow. Now, see, that is so much more than just a name
Right.
on there.
Well, and Solitude, it's one grape. It's our Marquette grape we grow, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, can we taste some of this today? I mean,
I would love to,
I love
you'd never
talking
ask.
about wine, but
by all means.
So this is the Solitude.
This is Solitude, and this just came out before the holidays. This is really our flagship dry red. Thank you.
There you go.
And like I said, it's 100% Marquette from our
Cheers.
property.
And cheers.
Cheers. Hey, it's so nice to have you two out here. Thank you. So, this is a steak red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dry, nice oak, has enough weight, can
Right.
be had with steak. It really does want food. I'm a snob in that sense.
Yeah, it wants food.
So, anyway.
Very good. Very
But
good.
yeah.
So this is
That's it.
Solitude. So,
Solitude.
but you don't have to be in solitude to enjoy this.
No.
You can enjoy it with friends.
You can. Hopefully you do.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, if we can knock this back, I've got two more.
Okay.
If you guys
All right, I
can,
guess
you
we
can be
can.
okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And
What
from
we got
there,
next?
we're going to go to Bow Hunter Reserve. That's very nice.
Classy, Janet.
So this is, we just released this. This is also a holiday. This is a sweeter style red that has nice oak to
Wait,
it.
which one? This one?
This is Bow Hunter Reserve.
Okay. All right.
And the photo is appropriate,
Yes.
once again.
Well, I first released this because a lot of women are widows, they call it, of the bow hunters. And then last but not least,
Ooh,
Definitely a sweeter wine.
which I like. I like this one quite a bit.
and then to finish up, this is what I was just doing, picking frozen apples at my cousin's Lepassik's orchard, best apples in the world. And so this is apple ice wine.
Apple ice wine.
So
okay.
you pick the apples frozen, press them frozen, and then the beautiful caramel colored juice, which you take from it, you make a beautiful holiday wine.
So more than just a pretty name, Apple Ice Wine. That is a great name, and yet it's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I love that. It's just got a kind of a hint of like the sweetness of apple pie in it.
Right.
Very good.
Just the natural way it ferments, you get some real nice spice in the back end, so it works with holiday meals really well.
Well, Sean, we always enjoy coming here, and thank you for letting us sample today.
My
This
pleasure.
is Sean Lepasik, owner and founder of Rock and Wool Winery, not too far from Madison, right here in Poinette. Thanks so much for having us again.
Okay, thank you guys.
That's
Happy
all-
holidays.
That's all you too. That's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting.